There I was, on the mound, pitching in the big leagues. And it was the perfect day for a baseball game. There was a light breeze, just enough to keep your shirt from clinging to your back. And the grass seemed to sparkle as it soaked up the rays of the sun. And the birds, you could hear the birds chirping from every direction. It was as if they filled the stands with their chatter. Yes, in every way, it was the perfect day for pitching in the big leagues. I tugged at my glove and readied the ball for the first pitch. But as I went into my stretch, something strange happened. It was as if time stood still. And for a moment that seemed to go on forever, I started reliving my boyhood and my love for the game. I could just see my daddy. My daddy, after what had to have been at least a dozen times of me begging, "Please play catch with me, Daddy. Please, Daddy, please play catch with me." Now, you have to understand something about my daddy. He actually played some minor league ball when he was younger, but by the time I was born, he was almost 44 years old. So when I was playing Little League ball, he was well into his 50s, just a little bit younger than I am today. But bone tired from the midnight shift at the tire plant, and his eyes still half shut from his not nearly long enough nap that day, my daddy got up, grabbed his glove, and went outside with me. He threw me some balls, and I choked up on my official Mickey Mantle autographed bat. And it was a wooden bat, too, not a metal one like they have these days. And I sent those balls whizzing past him on every side. "Good hit," he would say. Let's try it again." But the thing I remembered the most was when I threw to him. I threw hard. He said I threw hard. "Oh, I think I'm going to have to get me a new catcher's mitt. You've just about worn this one out." His words were few, but they were just enough to get me to the big leagues. And there I was, on the mound, pitching in the big leagues. I looked at the batter. He was a newcomer to the big leagues, and I didn't know what to throw him. As I was deciding, it happened again. The years rolled back, and I started thinking about my formative years in Little League. Pee-wees, minors, majors, and I played in some exciting games, like that one as an 8-year-old when I hit a triple that hurtled past the first baseman like a shot out of a cannon. I can still remember the excitement of running those bases. Or the time when I was pitching and I went over to the first base line to catch a pop fly, but in order to avoid a collision with the base runner, I looked down for just a second to get my bearing and then back up again just in time to see a ball heading with deadly accuracy right at my nose. And my nose bled and it hurt. But that was nothing compared to the exhilaration of a 12-year-old as I was thrown the perfect ball, and I sent that thing flying so far over the center field fence that the little ball shaggers couldn't even find it. And then I was selected to All-Stars, the greatest accomplishment of those years. Now, we didn't win a game, but we were All-Stars. Anyway, all of those thoughts and those emotions came back to me in a split second. But then I realized I wasn't playing in Little League anymore. There I was on the mound, pitching in the big leagues. I looked at the batter again, and I decided to give him a hard, fast one right down the middle just to see what he could do. I could see the determination in his eyes. And more than that, just the sheer joy of playing the game. Well, my pitch went exactly where I had intended it to go, and the batter swung with all of his might, and he connected, and the ball went past me so fast that I couldn't even lay a glove on it. I looked back, and the batter was grinning at me with every tooth in his mouth. I gave him a thumbs up. Good hit. Let's try it again. Now, you might be thinking, why in the world would you be telling a batter in the big leagues, good hit, let's try it again? Well, that's because you're thinking about the wrong big leagues. That batter was 6 years old, and he just happened to have been my son. And he was learning to hit, very quickly, I might add. And every time he connected, my father's pride rose up. Now, that was more than 20 years ago now. These days, I'm starting to pitch to my grandsons. And guess what? They're good hitters, too. No, I didn't play Major League Baseball. The Yankees or the Dodgers never even knew I existed. But I learned something on that perfect day for a baseball game that I think I really started learning years ago when my daddy took the time to go outside and play ball with me. Now, playing professional baseball, that's not the big leagues. That's a job. But taking the time to play with your son or your grandsons, that is pure joy. And that, my friends, is pitching in the big leagues. Daddy, I wish you could have been there.